Yeah, so this CABONEN was a phase 2 trial conducted in G3 low NENs. So cabozantinib is a TKI targeting VEGFR, MET, AXL, and RET. And we know, and it was recently published a couple of days ago, the results of the CABINET trial are demonstrating activity in G1, G2, and a few G3 pancreatic and extrapancreatic NETs. So I think this is going to be submitted for regulatory approval, and hopefully, we'll have another option for our patients. But in this CABONEN trial, they are specifically assessing this drug in a cohort of G3 low, both NETs and NECs patients who are a subgroup that have a poor prognosis, and it's true that efficacy of available treatment options remain highly underexplored. So it's very well justified, this trial. It's an open label, cabozantinib administered at 60 milligrams QD orally, and the primary endpoint was TCR rate at 6 months. And they plan to accrue 45 patients. They could be of any primary site, and they mostly included 85% of patients were G3 NETs, 53% from pancreatic origin, although they also included 24% GI NETs and 9% lung NETs. And 1/3 were treatment naive, and about 1/3 were more heavily pretreated, 3-line plus. So the main endpoint of the study, the DCR rate at 6 months, was 64%, although these were really interim, very preliminary analysis, as only 10 patients had reached this time point. So, of course, at ESMO, it's a very short presentation, so the authors didn't discuss or justified what was the reason to do this interim analysis and present this preliminary data that are not really available at present. The objective response rate overall was 10%. And the median PFS was 6.7 months, of course, lower than what's been reported in the CABINET trial. But of course, this is G3 low, Ki-67 up to 60%, and it's expected that it's not as effective. And the global safety was not reported in detail, although this is a drug that we know well. It's approved for other tumors, and it's in the market. It's commercially available and approved for the indication by regulatory authorities. So this is not really much of a concern. So, and this was an investigator-initiated trial by a German investigators, presented by Dr. Koenig from Göttingen. And so has this merit of being an investigator-initiated trial. I always acknowledge this. And it's a known active drug, and it's likely to be active in G3 NETs, not so sure in NECs. But yeah, it's we await for the final results and a little bit more mature data on all efficacy and safety endpoints. And again, well, it is not randomized and very low number of patients, but subgroup, particularly in the NEC subgroup, like NEC G3 low. So yeah, I would think it would be interesting that they expand these codes and separate them in terms of the reporting the results, because I think they may be different.